Now, this looks quite industrial. What are we looking at here?
So it's where do we go next? So we're able to tweak or cheat, not necessarily cheat, but tweak the physics a little bit with Nazca, because she's a fairly good performing boat. She's got a good rig, good sails. If we've got a good sunny day, then we can generate 600 watts of solar, and we can ask for 600 watts of battery power, which means she'll sail for 23, 24 hours as long as the sun's up. So we've got, give or take, in the perfect conditions, 100 miles range. But unfortunately, we don't have perfect conditions all the time. I actually motored back from Lundy last year, Lundy Island in the Bristol Channel in the fog, and we used, just over half of our battery bank just to get back, sort of under 20 miles. So where do we go from here? The next step up is to upgrade the system to Ocean Volt servo prop. So servo prop or servo assisted propellers are brilliant because you can adjust the pitch for best efficiency for drive, but also adjust the pitch for best efficiency for regeneration as well. And regeneration, when we sail, is a key part.
So that 1 minute it's your propeller driving you forward, and next minute when you're under sail and you've got good breeze, it turns and generates you power back. It's a power drive back.
That's right, and we can feather it completely if we want full performance when sailing. So the pitch required for drive is different to the pitch required for regeneration, so it's good to be able to adjust it.
And you were talking about coming back from Lundy on half a battery. Batteries have changed in the last few years. The technology on battery power is what's making this all work. You're using a hydrogen fuel cell there. Tell us a little bit more about that battery and why is that different from where we used to be?
So it always gets people thinking when you start talking about hydrogen. So we use a technology in a boat called lithium phosphate. It's the only technology that we endorse in our conversions and our own boats. I don't go down the route of coal boat, and most of the other lithium technologies are too unstable for a marine environment. So lithium phosphate is a good balance of stability and density. It's a very safe technology to work with and very well-founded as well, both within the EV industry. Tesla recently moved over to phosphate as well. But I'm no advocate of phosphate. It's still another mineral exploited and mined around the world. And there is a massive, massive issue of what we're going to do with recycling these batteries, especially with the batteries that are looking like normal lead-acid batteries every day. So there's a huge amount of work to do to prepare for that. There is already problems brewing around the world with that in mind. So we need to look forward. And we need to not put all our eggs in one basket, as it were. So.
Is there new technology that you're aware of that we should all be looking out for that is going to improve that situation? You're going to say if you knew, you'd be a very rich man.
So hydrogen is the next step for us. I've been studying the technology for quite some time. Unfortunately, a bit like the recharging situation with EVs on the road at the moment, there isn't the recharging infrastructure in maritime yet in order to provide the refueling capacity. The fuel cell is good. This is an Auriga Energy and a chap I've known in Bristol that actually runs the only and the first hydrogen fuel cell passenger ferry in Bristol Harbour. It's been running for 7 years. Actually uses one of the motors of the geysers over there, and it's been faultless. It's a great technology, but it needs commercial maritime to take hydrogen on to make it accessible to all our guys. And in regards to exciting new technology, I think fusion's the big go word. But if I stick a fusion reactor in my boat, I should let you all know about it. Don't worry.
I think we all know all about it. So our public here, our wonderful audience that have come to BoatLife, where could they help? We've got some incredible influencers here. Who keep their ears very close to opinion, and I'm sure will become a very big driving force for change in the future. Where can they help? Do we need to still lobby? Where are the pressure points? Where can our bright young things make a difference? I'm looking at you two here.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, these guys know full well the challenges faced and what we're up against. And Look, you know, everybody needs to do that little bit. You know, nobody has to do everything, and nobody has to take everything on their own shoulders. But if you do a little bit, and if you share that message and drive optimism around the possibilities, then that lobbies friends, industry, you know, peer groups, your schools. The kids are going to be the ones taking on the challenges that we don't have yet the answers for. You know, they're going to be looking for jobs when your kids there are, you know, leaving school that don't exist yet. You know, so being aware, really, joining community groups, getting involved, doing the research, and keeping an open mind really is key to us all working together. The people I've been working with over the last few years are just an incredible bunch, and I'm meeting new, cool people all the time that is inspiring, you know. And nature has an incredible way of bouncing back if you give it the chance. But we do need to work together and lobby the hell out of it. You know, there's high-level politicians there that really need to think a little bit outside the box. So anything you can do to help, drive it.
So you're based in north coast of Devon. If you were down there, how could you get involved and come and help out?
So if you're down in North Devon, come and say hello. It's a beautiful part of the world.
Whereabouts particularly are you from?
So I'm just outside of Ilfracombe, a few miles outside of Ilfracombe. And then we just opened an office in the Hamble as well. So that's a completely different.
Right in the lion's den.
Right.
Well done.
Yeah. So we thought, that's it. Go hip deep. Why not? And we work out of Falmouth as well. So we're all over, you know, we've got friends all over the country and all over the world, really. So it doesn't matter where you are, there's always an opportunity to get involved on the boating scene. I will really recommend if you're in the boating scene, is get involved with the Green Blue, the resources, the Green Blue.
So that's the RYA initiative, the environmental. That's green and blue. The RYA initiative, the environmental initiative. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Green Blue is the RYA and the RYA and Green Blue. RYA and British Marine Environmental Programme. So they're an incredible team, and the Green Blue's website has got a huge amount of resources on it about what you can do for everything from invasive species to what you can do with your anti-foul, to kind of making a bit, you know, attaching a hoover to a sander when you're sanding your boat down can make a huge difference, you know. All these people, I mean, Ocean Vault, we made friends with last year, incredible team, same ethics. You know, the usual guys you'll see there. I mean, I've been working with Victron Energy for years. The North Devon Biosphere is my home ground, you know. That's a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. It's supposed to be an example, a use case study of what the world is supposed to look like. So we're trying to really push the boundaries, really, within the studies and the awareness campaigns there to try and raise the profile of the biosphere and what it stands for. And then, the Ocean Conservation Trust. There's loads of plastic-free organisations. Doesn't matter where you are. There's loads of initiatives now, community groups. So it's easy to get involved, definitely.
I'm talking about getting involved. Just trying to look forward now. If I said to you, if you come back here and sit on the same couch 5 years from now, where do you think your project will be? What might have you achieved for us?
That's a good question. What might the project have achieved? I think there is a commercial entity to what we do. We are heavily invested in an R&D, so whatever we do, sell and drive on that side, we just throw straight back into playing around with things like hydrogen fuel cells. And I think there's a lot going on in commercial maritime that could potentially bring a future fuel like hydrogen to ports and harbours. I think there's a lot of work to do in marinas in regards to giving you charging stations or the ability to be able to recharge. And I'd like to, in 5 years' time, to see boat shows like this having, you know, half of the number of boats here being propelled by high efficiency electric motors. There's a big learning curve to do with knowledge, and these guys will know the difference as well as I do in driving your sailboat with no wind along at 5 knots and driving it along at 4 knots. There's a difference for me of like 30 miles, you know, just to take a little bit longer. So understanding how energy works and how to get the best out of it, especially when you're dealing with natural resources, needs to be a big part of the, I think, the boat life scene and a big part of the shows and what goes on in the next 5 years.
Well, it strikes me we definitely need ambassadors like yourself who are willing to get up and push the boundaries and get out there and make the differences and really blaze the trail for us. Looking out onto the audience, any questions at all before we go? I think I've got a question for you two. Back at you. So you've got a small boat, and you've made the switch.
So last year we refitted. Our engine was 30 years old, same as the boat. We decided it was time to change, but rather than refitting with another diesel, we replaced that with.
Right. So your engine was due for a change, and you made the choice to go for electric power. That's amazing. Yeah, brilliant. Well, that's what needs to happen, where you can. It's not all about getting to be the fastest or the best. Sometimes you just need to have some other considerations in your mind when you make these decisions.
Yeah, and I mean, as you guys probably know, like the knowledge quest that you've been on to do that is probably inspiring as well as informative as well. And just openly now, how much worry do you have over your electric motor compared to your diesel engine?
Nothing. It's what, like a litre of oil once a year when we come out. That's pretty much amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. And once you go electric, you definitely never go back. That's for sure. It's like even just stepping onto a diesel engine boat now.
Well, you'll be around to take a few questions off-site if you like. Listen, power to all your efforts that you're making here. Look forward to seeing you at the show maybe next year to hear what you've got up to and the future ventures. Thank you very, very much. Let's have a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.